What up, folks? Welcome back to Ultrazilla Toys, and today I have a review of the Diamond Select Toys. The real Ghostbusters, Mr. Stay Puft. Alright, my zillions, courtesy of Diamond Select Toys, we have Mr. Stay Puft here. I first saw this at New York Toy Fair in 2018 for the first time, and right there on the spot I was like, guys, I have to review this. This is something I really want in my collection. A huge Ghostbusters fan, and a huge Mr. Stay Puft fan, because as a kid all I wanted was Mr. Stay Puft versus Godzilla. Was that so tough, you know? I just wanted Godzilla to chomp on him. Roast him up, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so the quest for an articulated, or decently articulated at least, Mr. Stay Puft has been on for quite a while. There was the SH Figuarts that came out a little while back, maybe 2 years back now, and that was ridiculously expensive and a web shop exclusive, and just something I was not going to spend the money on, even though I was tempted. So I'm glad I waited, because DST has provided a pretty decent option here. Actually, I'd say even a little bit better than that, because this guy looks pretty good. He definitely looks the part. Head sculpt is spot on. I really like his cheeks there, and the way it's sculpted very nicely, you know, like nothing wrong with it. Very, very good. The mouth is actually sculpted in, which is cool. The black and the pink of the tongue look spot on, perfect. Yeah, it's sculpted in there. There's a groove in there. You know, there's a little bit of excess plastic down there, but it's already gone. The eyes painted fine, and then you got a little blue hue around everywhere, which brings it out a little bit, because you know he's a white, you know, he's a big white puffy dude, so you need a little something. So I'm glad they did that. That looks really cool. A little bit of shading. The Stay Puft around his hat looks good. The little tassel is nice. So very neatly done. Back of the head doesn't look like anything but a nice marshmallow, which it's supposed to. Then his little, what are these called? I don't even know what these are called. This little sailor thingy. Apologies, I really don't know. So, and his little bow tie is done in red. But the paint around here may be a little weird looking. But it's not so bad. Not so bad at all. And then, you know, the shape overall looks pretty good. That's pretty solid, I would say. You know, I really, really like that a lot. I like his belly, all of that. Again, you got that blue hue all around, which gives it a nice shading. That's shading there and there under the undercarriage here, on his legs. You got it at every like cut there that you see the blue. I like that a lot. On the arms, you did have a little excess right there, but I think it's actually paint rub. It's paint rub from this. So I'm pretty much thinking I'm going to be able to get that off easy with some alcohol. The hands are sculpted very nice. I really dig them. Really, really well done. And I just like how the marshmallows kind of look coming down. They're proper. They're well sculpted. I mean, again, it's an easy sculpt. It's also like an easy sculpt to kind of mess up too. And we've seen it before, let's say, in like, you know, some of the efforts of like Mattel, not so good. But yeah, he looks pretty awesome. I think this is a pretty fantastic Mr. Stay Puft for your collection. All right, let's check out articulation on this guy. Head is on a ball joint. So you have a lot of good movement in the head all around and stuff. And the neck is on a ball joint. It's a really long joint. I know why they did it. And I can see why some people don't like it, wouldn't like it, because the way it looks when you go backwards. But, I mean, it was kind of hard to get that going. I'd rather have this great movement than have the looks. I mean, when you look at it like that, it's kind of fine, you know? And then obviously in front, it looks totally fine. So, but you get a great range of motion, and that's pretty good for for this, you know? Then at his shoulders, you got good motion out of the shoulders. You know, obviously it's going to be hindered a bit, but you can get him about that much forward, and that much back, and up and down. That's pretty good. And then, and it rotates. It rotates all around, actually. Then the arms have rotation in here. Slight movement. There's no, like, hinge that I can tell or anything. But you do get a little bit of movement in there. And then the hand rotates and has a little bit of movement too. So it kind of looks like a ball joint, but I'm not 100% sure if it is. But you do get rotation. You get no waist. The legs, and guys, if you get this, please be wary that, like, mine were really, really stuck, and I just had to snap him out of place. But then you got some good motion in his legs. So, check that out. You know what I'm saying? So back and forward, you're not going to get him to do much more than that of a split. I don't think you want your Stay Puft to do that. Going forward, not that much. But you can hear it. It does get stuck. And I actually saw another review where, I mean, they didn't even know that it was, you know, more rotation in there. It just really stuck. So really free it up, all right? There's nothing at the knees. I wish there was, but there is not. So there's no cut there at all. Then at the foot, you have rotation, and you have slight rocker in there. Slight. You can get it to move. You hear it? It's moving. So you can twist it enough so you get him to stand good. But he stands pretty good. Where at first he did not, because it was stuck. I was like, oh no. But yeah, once you free that up, you're good to go. My one thing is, I wish it was a knee. I keep like playing with it like it's super stuck. But you can see it's painted straight through. So that's a bit of a bummer. I wish there was a knee joint there, like there is on the arms, to give it just that little bit of extra. So this is not like super articulated, but I think it's articulated enough for what it is. So I'm totally satisfied with it. And again, the look of it is just so perfect. Mr. Stay Puft doesn't come with any of his own accessories, but he does come with 2 pieces of the firehouse. Got this, I guess, like this floorboard here, and this top piece with the star and the 8. Very, very nice looking. So if you're building this, you got some really cool stuff here as your base. Very, very good pieces. All right, let's start our size comparisons with the hot button topics of the week for Ultrazilla Toys here. The 2 Godzilla 62s from SH Monsters Arts and NECA. So you can see Mr. Stay Puft here. He's a big dude. Here he is with a couple of taller figures with the NECA Michael Myers and Pale Man. So yeah, he's big. Here he is with a couple of Mezco figures, a couple of Decepticons, a Deluxe class figure, and a Leader class figure. Here he is with a couple of cool robots and the Chogokin Mecha Godzilla 75 and the Sentinel 1000 Ties Iron Giant. I do like how all these guys look. I mean, he's just a little bit taller, but these guys have a little bit of width, so I feel like this scale looks really cool. And another one where the width makes it feel like it's right. You have the V-Rex from Rebor and the Mezco Kong, especially Kong. Well, I mean, these 2 really scale well together. So I feel like, yeah, that width works well. Kong should always be smaller, so I feel like that would be an awesome face-off if you want to do something with these photography. I'm definitely going to do it. I really like how all of this scales together. And a couple of big guys that I really think he scales well with, the DST Jaegers. So you can see a couple of different size classes of Jaegers here. I don't know if they call them size classes, whatever they call them. But man, I think he looks cool with either one. This is a really nice for me. This guy is a really nice compliment to this line. He might actually go on the Pacific Rim shelf for me. I just really like how he sizes out, and I thought so. I mean, being that they're the same company and all, that this was gonna like play it as a really, really nice scale. So if you're a fan of Mr. Stay Puft and giant monster-like things, ghosts, whatever, demons, manifestations of Ray's imagination, this is without a doubt what you want to play with here. Giant Stay Puft, giant Jaegers. You got a good battle here. It's going to be awesome. I love this idea. So there you go, guys. That's my size comparisons. Last thing before final thoughts, actually. This guy weighs a ton. He is on the more hefty weights of Diamond Select toys that I have. He really is solid. I mean, this whole piece, I don't know if it's solid. It might not be, but the plastic quality is incredibly solid, and he's not loose in the least bit. So this is one hefty toy, and that to me gets a thumbs up. Final thoughts, I think this is a really cool Mr. Stay Puft. He's not super articulated, but he's articulated enough for Mr. Stay Puft, where he's gonna get into some okay poses with some of your kaiju and robots and whatnot. Like, as far as a regular, like, Ghostbusters toy from DSC, I don't have one to compare, so I can't really do that, but this is I've approached this review from a different angle than your normal Ghostbusters review, and I hope you guys appreciate that. Something a little bit different here at Ultrazilla Toys, because, we like to focus on the big giant monsters and stuff. So, yeah, I think this guy really works well for that collection. He's the Stay Puft you need if you're gonna put him in there, because, like I said earlier in the review, the SHF is just way overpriced, and now it's on the aftermarket, and it's a web shop, so yeah, good luck with that. And it's small. This guy is a big guy, goes really well with a lot of Jaegers and a lot of other pieces, and there you go. Thank you once again to Diamond Select Toys for sending this guy over for a review. Hope you dug it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Until next time, peace out, peeps.